Hi, I'm Josh Gitalis, and I want you to meet a very special friend of mine, Mr. Kale. Mr. Kale, people, Mr. Kale. Now, I wanted to introduce you to my friend Mr. Kale because I learned something very important from Mr. Kale recently. We have what's known as a love-love relationship. It loves to grow, and I love to eat it. And we have this understanding. We're both okay with that. So recently, I wanted to use one of its limbs in one of my meals, and it graciously donated one of its limbs, which is very nice of Mr. Kale. Before I went to go process one of the leaves, I noticed there was all these little things on one of the leaves. I thought it was just some dust, but apparently, as I looked closer, it was actually a lot of little bugs. Now, as I investigated a little further, I noticed that it was a leaf that was actually starting to turn yellow and lose its really dark green color. And I sort of realized that this is very similar to what happens in nature, what happens to humans, to plants, and all living things. Bugs, mold, fungus, parasites, little microorganisms, which are all the decomposers of this world, which bring things back down to the earth, they like to prey on things that are weakened. Now, the theory called the germ theory was introduced by Louis Pasteur many years ago, and modern medicine is actually highly based upon this theory. Now, what Louis Pasteur said was that germs were the ones that actually led to our demise, based on the germ theory. So another doctor came along by the name of Béchamp, who was one of Pasteur's contemporaries, and he expressed the idea that it's probably actually the terrain, and once the terrain, or the organism, or the leaf in this case, gets weakened, the bugs take over. So back to Mr. Kale, I noticed that the other leaves that were green and healthy and new had no bugs on them. Same plant, different parts, yet completely different levels of health. So the key takeaway from this is that it doesn't matter if a mold, fungus, parasite, bacteria infects your body if you have a strong body. As you see with Mr. Kale here, the bugs only really took over the leaf that was weakened and old and losing its strength. The rest of the plant, which was the same organism, was in completely good health, and the bugs didn't even touch those leaves. So, in order to prevent ourselves from actually getting sick, we need to build our bodies from the inside out, because that's what gives us the best protection. Thank you for watching. I'd like to thank Mr. Kale for being here. Mr. Kale, do you have anything else to add? Okay, great point. And if you like this video, please share it on Facebook, please tweet about it, please email it to a friend. We want to spread this information. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again soon.